Hello, y'all. I wanted to talk about my final experiences with this game. It has been very, very awful. There's been so many glitches and bugs within Rex and Furnace. It was awful, and there's so many bad things about this game. The internet connection is most awful addition, like, to this whole thing. I got something to show y'all. I got something to show y'all from it. But first, let's start with how this game started off, because I mean, I'm going to tell you about my other experiences with this map. But let's start with how this started off. Okay, look at this map. You see this map? You see this freaking map? You can't move any of that shit if you didn't have the Wonder Weapon first to get this eyeball that moves this stuff with the grappling hook. I lost my fucking Wonder Weapon. I lost it out of nowhere. I didn't even save and quit. I didn't have another weapon in that slot for me to have even... I don't think... You can't give Wonder Weapons, like, away in this map. In this fucking experience. So where did it go? I don't fucking know. But that wasn't the first time it fucking happened. The save and quit feature took 2 weapons away from me on day 1. And there was a bunch of other lag issues and all this, like, all this other crap. It's just like this base of the game that I have a problem with. I kind of miss Cold War because I miss just being able to get into the maps and use the Wonder Weapons and shit. Because I didn't have to look up a guide for the gameplay of the map. Not that the gameplay is something really good. This is a stupid thing you have to do, but I go up into fucking here, not knowing that my fucking weapon, my Wonder Weapon, that you need to do this fucking Easter egg with is just gone. And it was so freaking infuriating. And I got it back. You could see, you could see me swapping back and forth. You can see me swapping back and forth, being all like, oh, where the fuck did it go? I don't fucking know. It was very lucky. It was like, how many rounds did that take? A couple. And I, like, used save and quit, like, at the end of each round to, like, get my points back. To make sure this would all work out. As you can see, I had a fucking... I don't know if you can even tell with this. I had used Flavor Hex, and I got a Perkaholic. Best freaking luck ever. So I was hyped because that meant I had an easier chance to get, like, perma quick revive and keep my dying wish out. Luckily, with the first spin of this, I got it back. But God, the experience, just like having to go through that, like, that was so fucking stressful. That was awful. And it's not even the first time I've experienced that with this game. Save and quit always takes weapons, but I didn't even save and quit for this one until after the fact. Now, I will say, the Easter egg steps save better with save and quit than they did before. Now on to later of this game. Later, it got worse. And, technically, this could be on my end, but I don't think it should be a thing at all. Like, why do we need an internet connection for this game? There was this one moment in the fucking boss fight. There was a bunch of moments in the boss fight. I was lagging the fuck out with this damn final fight. And I somehow beat it despite all the bullshit. It was such an infuriating thing. I want to get to the point where I lose... I don't know even where this is. I don't even know where this is at this point. It's not here. There was a point, okay? There's a point where I was just lagging the fuck out. And I was losing my shit. I was, like, losing all my dying wishes and stuff. And I didn't get the notification that I had lost it twice. Because it was just lagging out so bad. Now, I can't even show it here. I wonder if we can even, like... Where can I even show this? Like, listen, I could cut this up and make a video about it, but the game doesn't deserve the effort. I guess until that, let's discuss Wildfire. I have been glitching out with Wildfire constantly. The Wildfire keeps resetting its progress, and the game keeps making me upgrade it. So I keep going to something that resets its progress out of my, like, with no... I don't have the free fucking will of this. The game just decides for me that it's going to go to Wildfire as my augment. This shit has been so freaking terrible. There's probably a bunch of other stuff I could, like, talk about. But, like, this is my favorite game mode, man. And they have tarnished the fuck out of it. This guy, he knocks you constantly off the bridge. Constantly. And I was lagging out. I was trying to grapple hook, and I couldn't fucking grapple hook for some reason. I would, like... It would go there, but it wouldn't go there, you know? Like, the game wouldn't register that I grappled hook because of the internet issues. I need, like, a better way to show this. Can I speed up this? I wonder if I skipped over the damn part. The augment system, though, it is so slow. It takes forever to upgrade your shit. And, like, there's so much stuff that because, like, BO6 was so trash, all my freaking... Every time I played, you know, that game, the Easter eggs would always bug out. There would always be something keeping me from progressing. It was so... It's so awful. It feels like this game constantly does something to push me out progressively over the years. Black Ops 4, I had no internet for 4 months. I couldn't do the Easter eggs. Because you can't do Easter eggs offline. But, like, I even... Here, you can see it! It's starting here! You know, the people on the guides, they tell you, switch weapons constantly. You know, don't use this for that or this for that. But, like, there's no way I can be a crazy aiming psycho when the game does shit like that. Dude, I bet you I was probably trying to grab that grapple and lag probably just decided, nah, you don't, you know, you don't have that. That's not yours. I wonder if I skipped too far ahead. I wonder if I skipped too far ahead with this shit. Oh my goodness. I was so nervous during this part. Again, just like, it's lagging out while he's about to do his, like, wipe. Where he fucking insta-kills you. Or insta-downs, since I have a revive. But... it's just... I don't understand why people think the game has to be this way. Like, there are people who defend this shit. They think, oh, it has to, you know, without, you know, the textures and all this other fucking shit. With how much space the game would take up if it wasn't streaming the textures. Like, it doesn't need to. It just needs, it needs space. It needs time to be developed. That's what it needs. We don't need a COD every fucking year. Especially not when it ends up in the games just being busted as all hell. There was just times where he was poisoning me. It's poison, as you can see, it drops your health, and you can't heal with it while that's happening. And for all I know, zombies could be spawning on my location in those very moments, you know? I can't even tell if this is the part where it got really bad. There's also multiple times where I throw my Casimir and they wouldn't fall through a hole. They would just like... they wouldn't fall into a hole or anything. They just wouldn't spawn for some reason. The game would even give me it back. And that's just a problem of the map. That wasn't the internet connection issue. Fuck your territory. Do you see that? 2. Alright? 2. It says 2. Oh, I guess that's where it said 1. You know, where it janked out. Fuck, I didn't see that at first. Guess that's still my fault, right? But I'm pretty sure because of lag and all this other shit, it got taken away from me. I was just trying so hard to get armor plates here. I wish there was like I think there's a perk augment, and then I tried to like just kill the zombies here, and you see that fucking lag spike right there, big ass fucking lag spike. This is probably where I lose my shit. Another fucking lag spike. And you know, also them like poisoning me. That shit's annoying. I'm freaking out at this point. And as you can see, I just tried to open up my gobblegum thing. And it didn't fucking work. Because of the lag BS. I was panicking, trying to use everything I could to get this guy down. It's so anxiety driving. And this boss fight, honestly, is pretty fucking stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the grapple hook, I will say this. The aesthetic, everything has been so freaking cool in this map. But the game itself sucks. Which is, you know, you don't want that. Like, trying to go over the plates over here, and, you know, it's not freaking picking them up. That shit's annoying. Or lag. Or bullshit. I don't like the roaming bosses in this game. I don't like them at all. I think it's better when they're just a background thing. Like some epic set piece. Like, I know there's people who hate that shit. Like, oh, this guy doesn't even have any mobility or any of this other crap. That's so lame. But, like, I'm okay with it. I am absolutely fine with a giant set piece background fucking character as a boss. Because in Totenreich, it worked so freaking well. That game, I was also lagging throughout that entire game. I was constantly, like, jittering like this, wondering, when's it gonna happen? When's the zombie gonna down me out of nowhere? Now, I can't hook up to LAN. I can't do that. That's just not how my house works. And it's not my house. It's my sister's. I probably couldn't even tell if my Casimir went off there. Because, you know, I was just... I couldn't even see if anything had happened. Just another bunch of lag bullshit right over there. I don't understand why people think the game needs to be on an internet connection. It doesn't. Like, Doom, the Dark Ages looks fucking fantastic. Does it need an internet connection? Fucking no. I would say it looks just as good as this game. So I don't know what the fucking problem is. I don't know. People are fucking delusional when it comes to COD. I think this is my last game. This is gonna be my last COD. I wanted to do a big challenge with this game. I wanted to try to, like... Now over here, this is just my fault. But I probably could have moved out of the way sooner. Like, if the game, you know... just stable. It was pretty freaking hard to get armor, too. Elder there, you see me moving over armor pieces, right? You see that shit? Constantly, I'm trying to, like, work over... Look... Is that... I can't even tell if it's armor. Everything looks the fucking same. What happened here? I was trying to get out my weapon. I did that. Lags out, and boom, I'm fucking dead. You probably... I can't even tell where... I know I had trouble grappling. It was fucking awful. I was grappling and it wouldn't hook to the platform. But I'm pretty sure that was because of lag and all this other bullshit. I could have died there. I could have freaking died. I had no armor plates and nothing. I wasn't even sure you could kill him without, you know, getting him into a certain state. But anyway, let's talk about this bullshit. This really fucking sucks. I have to go back. I can't upgrade. But my upgrades are even slower because this is fucking broken. And this is like where I've had it up to here with this fucking game. They make it so you have to fucking grind your life away with this game. And it's so annoying. I miss just having specialist weapons that were like surrounded around ancient fucking like Zeus and all this fucking other shit. Gods. Or like shit that we would get every fucking map. Like the Skull of Non-Stopway or the Dragon Gauntlet. The Sword. The Ragnaroks. Yeah, speaking of like Black Ops 4, I couldn't, again, I think I've already said this before, but like that game, all the shit in that, all the content in there, it's gonna be fucking lost because one day the fucking servers will die and no one will be able to play the Easter eggs. But for some reason, they were so insistent on like shit just not working offline. It was terrible. I thought maybe there was a chance that they had patched it. You know, like I had to go to my dad's house for the internet because again, we didn't have internet for 4 months. And it wasn't, I wasn't even sure if I could get like the freaking Wonder Weapon on that map. Like there was someone said something like you could interact with the pad anyway, but it only does it for the Wonder Weapon. The features of the map are just like not fucking there without internet. It's they're not. Like there's traps that you can't activate. There's like certain things that you can't get. Power-ups and all this like other crap, little cheat codes. And then, you know, Cold War. I had to, for some reason, to play the map day one, even though the map is free, I had to get PlayStation Plus if I wanted to play that damn map. Another thing with that, you have to use PlayStation Plus to play this game. And God forbid if any, crazy hacker gets their claws on this, no one's going to be able to play this, like, in the coming years. Everybody's going to get hacked. Everybody's going to be too afraid to play it. And all this work they put into this game will be for nothing. There have been absolute beautiful maps. This is better than Black Ops 6. But it's still buggy as fuck. It's awful. The progression system sucks even without the bugs, though. Like, I don't know why they're insistent on making it like that. I guess they just want... Black Ops 3 didn't need this shit. This game has a lot more reasons to replay it, and yet Black Ops 3 is so much more replayable. Just because it's a good game. But even with that, Black Ops 3, Easter eggs didn't work properly offline. And that also peeved me off. Like, I couldn't play, like, some, like, solo match or whatever. Because, like, certain steps would just... I don't know if they were broken, or you just needed to, like, work around them differently. Like, for the bows, you had to, like, get every fucking bow when you were playing offline. Which is stupid. Don't know why it's like that. I think they at least fixed that. I could be wrong. It's sad seeing what this has come to, and like you're really fucking over a portion of your fan base with like the whole online shit. It's not fair. Not everybody can like be hooked up to an LAN, which like the internet as such practically required, which I can't fucking do. And I did it for one day, and it worked great. It shouldn't be a requirement. I paid $70 for this game. I gave this game a chance despite everything the last game put me through. Did I like I don't even know what I was gonna say right there. Fucking hell. My entire brain just has drawn an entire blank. I told myself at BO6 that I wouldn't buy another game. I wouldn't buy another game from them. But then Black Ops 7 came out right after it. I thought I was going to have to wait, a few years, which getting a shitty game and having to wait a few years to wonder if the next game is shitty, that could have been awful. I didn't know what I was in for. But that was such an awful feeling. Like, don't fucking do that. Just make the one game good. And I think they personally are all like, bro, this is it. This is the fucking finish line. Something is going to happen, and we need to get all of this stuff out. And basically, listen, I think this is the first time we've had something that felt like a conclusion. Like, there's kind of nothing else there. Like, could there be more room for the characters? Yes. But, like, every other ending was like, there's got to be more. This ending is more like, this could be it. Especially with all the AI shit going on. I took a screenshot of one of their, like, shitty-ass skins. By the way, like, I don't understand why they heavily monetize this crap so much. Where is it? Where do I, like, look at my screenshots? And if I go into certain things, would that be showing too much? When high rounding, I constantly had my weapons taken away. It's been an awful experience. shit, man. Where is it? Where's that awful, awful thing? This shit. That is clearly fucking AI slop. How are you gonna charge $30 for this shit? For everything else. You know, there was this one sword on the Black Ops 6 system that like had this like death effect that was cooler than just like using the actual swords from Citadel. Like, how could the base swing for like a skin be cooler than the actual wonder weapons themselves? That's so bullshit. It's so fucking bullshit. I'm surprised I made it this far. I had to be I beat the Easter eggs, 5 of the Easter eggs in 3 days right before this map came out. Right before this damn map came out. This probably was the hardest map. I was honestly like the first time getting into it, and it probably helped that I was on LAN connection. I was all like, damn, this is beautiful. This map is really cool. Like, Titans as traps, that's sick. The freaking ring around the Pack-a-Punch is cool. The grappling hook. But, like, we got crossbows again. But, like, not even, like, elemental. It's just, like, one crossbow that does, like, a tornado that lasts 2 seconds. What happened to things that lasted? That went on for more than 2 seconds? Why are we, like, using these, like, samey things that is in every map? Like with the freaking wraiths, or not the wraiths, the freaking, what are they called? The sucky dudes. The disciple injection. The disciples. Like, you know, it would be cool if we got like a freaking transformation every map or something, or something involving that, man. It's just, it feels like Call of Duty's become like, or like Zombies has become like the rest of the COD. Like, God, even when it's whimsical, it just feels mundane. And it's shit, because I do want to try and beat all the maps in a row. Both on 6 and 7 at the same time. Without dying. But because of, like, the internet shit, that just kind of cuts me out of it. And then there was the glitches that I had to deal with throughout this whole experience. Losing shit out of nowhere. Or like certain Easter egg steps not registering. And then the bosses, they're annoying. Being killed in one hit is stupid. The armor plate system is so dumb. Why is that a thing? Why are they so clung on to that? I don't get it. It's such an awful system. And even with Vulture 8 upgrade, it's like, I thought that I'd be armor plating without, you know, needing to. I don't want to go into another Black Ops and have to grind my ass off for hours on end just for something to either break or for that thing I grinded for to not be that good, you know? It's like such an unreasonable ask, and there's so many of these things. And it takes so long to get to 100%. And now that Wildfire's broken, it's even slower. I told myself I was going to upgrade every ammo mod. I knew this was... I told myself this is going to be my last COD, and I'm going to grind the fuck out of it. But now I'm not even sure that I can fully push through that. Because of this. This fucking thing. You see how those check marks are there? This thing is busted, and it keeps resetting. It keeps going back to the start. Someone told me it's probably just a visual glitch. Fucking... I was hoping it was. Sadly, you know, They'd rather nerf stuff than make anything fun. But, like, this could be their last map, and I was hoping for, like, multiple, like, wonder weapons, you know? Because, like, this is gonna be my last map. Like, I'm not eating into their AI slot bullshit. And besides, I'm kind of sick of Easter eggs. I mean, this one Easter egg on this map, jumping a bunch of times or standing on a button for, like, 90, like, seconds. All that stuff is so dumb. And there's people glazing the Easter egg. I'll give it points for, like, the temples cleansing. That's cool. The ring doing the crazy shit. The Nora. I guess the boss itself, he's okay looking. I mean, like, I played Doom. He looks like the Vagary. That's what he looks like to me. He's kind of like he kind of looks like a normal ass enemy that I would fight in another game. I'll give it this. All these bosses have been better than the older games. The older game bosses. At least in terms of the scale of everything. Well, especially, like, you know, one of the bosses in, like, one of the older games was Shadow Man twice. They've always disappointed on the ends, haven't they? There's always a disappointing ending. You know who didn't disappoint? Infinity Ward. This game doesn't have a super Easter egg. I did all these Easter eggs for nothing. I get nothing out of this except a calling card. And there's people who are hyping up, like, oh, I hope we get a camo. I hope we get a freaking calling card. No, give us some gameplay shit. But no, you'd probably rather, you know, over-monetize your Gobblegums, which the ultra rares are super freaking... That's another problem that I haven't spoke on yet. All these, like, glitches and all this other stuff ends up in my Gobblegums getting wasted. Or, like, the internet connection issues end up in my stuff getting wasted. You know, all this shit that you grinded for. And you pay, there's an option to pay for this. Now, I'm not dumb enough to pay for it. But why? 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 I miss being able to just tab out and being able to keep it. I mean, it was annoying because none of my progress, like, nothing would go on, like, a leaderboard. But I guess, you know what? I don't care that much. Everyone's being called out as a cheater and all this other crap nowadays. Anyway, I don't think there's anything left for this franchise going forward. I don't think any of the writing's going to be interesting. I don't think any of the gameplay is going to be thought up in their heads. Even when they had, like, Cat Wonder Weapon or something like that. Like, it could have been better. I had, like, this crazy idea. Not too crazy. It was just, like, more thought put into it, you know? Where it would hurl its hairball, and, you know, some people don't like that whimsical shit, and it would roll up the zombies. But no, it just got this, like, shitty, like, muddy ass AoE that has, like, it doesn't look like anything on the floor. It just looks like a bad texture. And somehow the zombie stepping on it, you know, disintegrates them. And, like, occasionally, just like a Mastercraft, they'll turn into cats. Why only occasionally do they turn into cats? Why is it made like a Mastercraft? Was that supposed to be a Mastercraft weapon? Because something in my mind says it was. Something in my mind says they wanted to make a Mastercraft. How this shit, man. And the Wonder Weapons have been, like, they have been terrible in power. I heard this newest one is really good. We've had a bow that makes tornadoes before. I thought of multiple different Wonder Weapons that they could have done. They could have done, like, some planetary Wonder Weapon with Caltheris, where you fucking, like, throw planets and they freaking, like, grabs up rocks, but also like shreds zombies in its atmosphere. I thought of what was the other one? Okay, I didn't think of too much for this. Just freaking. Honestly, I didn't think of too much for this map. But like, for freaking Citadel, I was all like being able to summon stags that trample the zombies, like being able to summon the animal of your wonder weapon. That would have been cool. Like summoning a lion or some shit, summoning a stag, summoning like a black hole raven. I also, there was this like one thing that like something these enemies did. It was the Ravagers, and I was kind of hoping they would like kind of get goofy with some of the animations when it came to the black holes, like zombies holding on to each other's legs. I just want to see like some evolution of a physics, but that's never gonna happen. We're always gonna stay stagnant. It's always gonna be this. It's gonna get either worse or it's gonna stay the same. You know, I think people really like this game because we've just been given shit for like a long fucking time. And suddenly, now that we get like something a little different, something a little newish, I miss shields too. I miss shields. I miss the freaking map unique specialist. Like, they could have probably done a lot more for frickin' Astra to give it more personality. The traps suck ass. The traps are so bad. They damage you, and like, how are you supposed to use that for high rounds? They don't think about the high round gameplay at all. They think more about the Easter eggs than they think about what we've wanted for a long time, round-based gameplay, because we didn't get that for a long fucking time. And now that we have it, it's basically what it's... You know, it's basically BO4 levels of, you know, you don't even use the fucking Wonder Weapon. So, like, all the map's gameplay is fucking stagnant. Besides this map. But still, the Wonder Weapon is kind of lame. It's lame. It's something we've had before. And this is what we're ending on. There were cool stuff, like the Titans, the grappling hook. And the aesthetics of all these maps is honestly pretty great. But we need a game here. Like, I miss my horde slaying, you know, mode with unique stuff per map. Shields, wonder weapons, all this other crap. I know even when we had all that stuff, people would still use rocket launchers and all this other crap. Or use ammo mods. And I hated that too. I absolutely hated that. But at least it felt like it lasted for a second. Citadel, freaking... You have to, like, you know, slice a shit ton of zombies before that shit charges up. Like it's a specialist weapon. And we had something like the Crystal Axe in freaking Cold War. And it was fine. It was... it actually acted like a wonder weapon. It was kind of, like... I don't know. I think the animations, like, death-wise, were crap in that game. Like, every zombie disintegrated the same damn way. I miss having, like, weapons like the Rune Prism from frickin' BO3. Or, Void, where the frickin' little dudes ate up the zombies' limbs. Or frickin' Zetsubo's gun, where the zombies, you know, had plants growing out of them stuff. I had another idea, like, for, like, Shattered Veil. Some, like, bone-growing gun. Now, that could look lame. Because, you know, it's bones and it doesn't have much color. Better than getting the WAF, which we got in Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3. Which, like, I got on PS Plus. I'm thinking about, like, playing it. I'm thinking about going backwards, you know, just, like... I didn't pay for it, so, you know... I don't know if it's even worth it at this point. I don't want to ditch zombies. I don't want, you know, zombies to be gone out of my life, but I don't think I'm going to touch any of the new shit. It's just a waste of my time. And a lot of the times the games break anyway. And, you know, it's been like that since Black Ops 4, but, like, I should have given up at that point, to be honest. I feel like ever since Alpha Omega, this studio just, you know, it's really running out of ideas. There's so much stuff I have conceptualized up in my head that I don't think they even have time to think about when it comes to this game. There was also, I want to say something about the emotes. The emotes do crazy shit that could kill things, but don't. Like, I remember the Blundergat. You would throw this fireball from the Blundergat. Does nothing. Blundergat doesn't even fucking throw fire. But they could have done something with that, right? Like, I swear, the freaking, the alien gun, the fucking one that shoots the UFOs. You fucking toss a UFO. Like, I don't know, maybe you had this, like, whole, like, it looked like they had this system in Black Ops 6 with, like, the first Wonder Weapon, where it kind of did, like, you know, had multiple things. Like, it had, like, a slowdown effect and the laser beam. And don't get me wrong, I still think that weapon is, like, we've had straight laser beam guns way too fucking much since Cold War. But, like, the reload effect would do something. And I just kind of thought they would play into that. And, you know, if they did bring any other Wonder Weapon back, they would innovate on it. But that's not what happened. It was just the jet gun. The jet gun was the only thing that fucking did that. It pisses me off. But, like, the UFO gun, you threw the UFO. Does it kill anything? No. Why not? Because fuck you. That weapon's also so slow and so shitty that people end up just using double-barrel guns, which they can do in... Not double-barrel guns. Dual-wield 1911s. Sitting in a corner. And just killing... I just... There could be so much more with this game. But they would... I'm pretty sure. They didn't even know something like that would be, like, so powerful. They didn't know it would even get you to, like, a high round. They wanted to make this game challenging, but they, like, you know, they did it in the wrong ways, I guess. And they just ended up making the bullshit of this game lame. Wonder weapons and all this other crap. But again, I don't understand why we emote and do things that could be attacks, but just end up being emotes instead. I see so many emotes for their guns, so I'm like, oh, what if that actually did something, you know? Or what if you had made a weapon that actually did that? And actually killed zombies. I feel like there's so much they could do to innovate on the slaying of zombies. Like, we could have, and they did this for a second, we could have, like wonder weapons that interact with the environment, do things to the environment. Like, I had this idea for, like, one of the, like, wonder weapons, like, interacting with the one squid outside, mesmerizing it to kill the fucking zombies. The squid. Patient, was it 17? I don't remember. It's been so long since I played that. It's probably only been a year. 2 years, maybe. Now that I think about it. But, like, they kind of did it with Citadel. The sword would, like, throw it, like, the fireball into the furnace. And then, like, other fireballs would go and hit the zombies. But that happened, like... That could only happen so often. That trap could only do it so often. They made it so it just did it once. Or I also had another idea where, like, the traps themselves could have, like, been, like, sword reactive. where the traps did, like in Citadel you have the places of power, which shoot like little red bullets when you swing or shoot your weapons. And I think that was to like counteract the fact that the swords didn't do anything on the base swing. But it was cool. It was a very cool trap. But I just think the wonder weapons themselves should have, you know, if they couldn't do that, then like make the places of power, like, you know, interact with light, void, electricity, all this other shit. We had that electric sword, this ancient freaking weapon, these and then we got the WAF, and the WAF was so much fucking better, and it didn't have any of the bullshit of that weapon. And I don't know why. They need to go back. If they can go back and fix this, I might forgive them a little. Doesn't mean I'll play their next game, but I'll forgive them. I'll forgive them for their transgressions, their sins. And then there was this like one idea that I had, and then they did it in like this one map. It was a tomb. It was all like, have like stuff we can, you know, shoot that kills some zombies, you know. And they did it with like the ether freaking crystals. I don't even know if those were good. I don't even know if those like really even kill the zombies after a certain point. And they did that, but it stayed for like one freaking map. There's so much they could do with the gameplay. So many ways they could innovate on the gameplay. They had this one. They had a Ring of Fire mask in this map, in this newest map, and they had the Twins ammo mod. But like, that shit barely activates. I'd rather have Samantha in a fucking box. Not that I want them to recycle that idea, but I'd rather have that. Freaking. And then Ring of Fire. I just think Ring of Fire should be in every map. Maybe make that the super Easter egg. Bring back Ring of Fire. I miss, you know, my guns being strong. My weapons actually working. All this other shit. Now, it just, it does end up being camping, still. I did have fun with Mars. Because, like, it was kind of like I was playing Doom Eternal, but zombies. But, like, there were so many problems with that map. Like, the freaking Klaus. I hate that boss with a passion. And, like, the one way you kill him. Is it the Wonder Weapon? No, it's the fucking War Machine. And it doesn't consistently work. Sometimes it'll insta-kill, sometimes it won't. And it doesn't make sense. I think the scaling is just broken in this game or something. And people are all, like, you know, there's, like, a bunch of these, like, strategies and shit. I can't even tell it works. People are all like, oh, this still works, it still doesn't. Or, you know, I get this game is so broken that no one can tell what the fucking meta is, I guess. There was this other thing I want to do, which is high round every map from every game. But like, the power outages are bad here. Like, if I do a 10-hour round 100, there is a problem, you know, with Black Ops 1, and, you know, you can't save your fucking game there. Honestly, I like that we have a save feature now, but it came at a cost. I don't like that cost at all. It costs a lot, like some kind of holocaust. Sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. Maybe I'll do something with this game. You know, trying to like do like all the Easter eggs in a row without dying. But I still have to deal with the internet bullshit. Even if I can get good enough to do the bosses consistently, I don't feel like I can do any of these bosses just because they have so much attacks that are just like bullshit, insta kill. That fucking Mars boss fight, you're just so fucking slow. That bitch can hit you from wherever. That's a problem. All these boss fights, they're honestly kind of cool. Like, you fight the map you were on, or like you fight like Vatherion, but like you don't expect to just stay in the car the whole time, because it's like, why do we have these guns and all this other shit? I mean, I guess I like that the car is fucking used. But like I probably could have first tried that if I had just stayed in the car and knew I was supposed to stay in the car. That shit was so annoying though, because like once you get out of the car, you're basically fucking dead. I don't like how these are balanced, you know? He just has this big ass fucking ring attack that murders you. You have like 0 way to counteract it. You have to rebuild the fucking car. I guess the point is to just, you know, do so good, which, you know, stuff happens, man. But there was also this like one point where I was trying to get in the car and it wouldn't enter. I couldn't fucking get into the fucking car. Because it was like lag. It was basically a lag that was keeping me from getting in. But like Caltheris, you're so slow. She's throwing gigantic ass rocks at you. The freaking Dark Heart, I had like problems with because of like the armor plate system, and like the armor plates just were not dropping for that boss. And I was just like cornered and have all this shit flying at me all at once. And like the guns were so weak on the map. The Wonder Weapon was so bad. It was a bad idea for them to do Paradox Dungeon. That really almost made me like not even peek at this game. Not even put an eye on this game. I almost like dipped entirely after that. I at least watched Mr. Raffle Waffles play these. And like, you know, like I was just like keeping an eye out, like trying to see, you know, if this game was any good. And like Kawakujo, kind of like Totenreich was the one that really like put my eye back on it. Kawakujo was kind of in. I was like, I don't know. But then the game was like $30, and you know, like that is one other thing that I like, is that the DLCs are free. I think they should have been free in the first place, to be honest, because I'm only playing this game for zombies. I'm not playing all this other multiplayer shit. I wish I could delete the rest of the COD and just have zombies and have a smaller game. But no, I have to have it packaged with 200 gigabytes. It's another problem. Big ass game. I can't fit the games I love on here. I want to do these big ass challenges where I like play all the Doom games in a row, but I can't fit like Doom the Dark Ages or Eternal on here with this shit on it. I hope COD dies. I hope COD dies. I hope zombies, someone picks it up, but I hope COD itself just dies out. I hear people like are like blazing Modern Warfare for it. It's like, oh, it's pretty fun. It's like it's the same shit we've always had. I don't get it. It's the same thing. Something that I do like about this game, I like the movement. Everybody says they hate the mantling and all this other stuff. I disagree. The mantling is, I love it. I fucking love the mantling. I love the movement. Again, it's like, it's honestly like this version of zombies is basically like the Doom Eternal of zombies. But like, there's so much, you know, so much of the whimsy has been taken out of zombies itself that this just feels awful. I miss, you know, Ancient Evil. Those gauntlets, they were so different from each other. One that, you know, impaled zombies with rocks up from the ground. I've always wanted a weapon like that. And when I got it, I was stoked. Or the freaking sunlight beam that came down. That's like a weapon I've wanted in games. It was like in Paint the Town Red. That shit was so cool, you know? Like being able to use God Rays to like slay the zombies with. Just summon a giant ass beam of light. The other two were like, I don't know. I think they're cool conceptually. It's just like one is kind of like a thunder gun, and the other is, well, it's not a liquefier. It does have like the little hands. You got this. It's like it pulls them down to like the depths of Hades, which is a cool fucking concept. That shit's awesome. And then we had Pegasus in the shield. I miss having that combination of stuff We peaked right there. I don't know. I don't remember how I feel about Pegasus and boss fight. Again, like I think like if these guys could just not be so annoying as boss fights, like they did kind of like actually. I will say this: they kind of fixed a problem for a second, and then it came back in the last map. Like you could actually like focus on fighting the bosses. You would be actually fucking fighting them. You know, like you wouldn't be focusing on zombies at the same time as shooting. You would actually be, you know. I first tried those two bosses, Totenreich and freaking Kawakujo. It was a giant ass dude where this mech fucking beats him down, and then the Chinese zombie dragon. That shit was cool. Um, like you could actually focus on that fight. So you wouldn't be like barrage slapped a bunch of times, which is another thing I hate. When you do anything, Easter eggs, like just the steps, or fighting a boss, something is like it's like a gnat constantly whacking at you. Constantly. It's not fun design at all. Maybe it's just maybe zombies and this can't coexist at the same time. I do like that Wisp T was able to like take away some of that pain, but when it couldn't, it was infuriating. I like that we have Wisp T now. It's just too bad that it came this late. Something that came this late. I don't. I wish it was in Black Ops 4 when I was doing Blood of the Dead shit. I know we have like gobblegums or all this other shit that can like make the zombies not see you. But you know, it doesn't last the whole duration that you're doing stuff like Morse code and all this other crap. Easter eggs, you know, they're just not fun. Like there are some that aren't that bad. I think Totenreich was like not pushing it too far. Maybe I just say that because I first tried Totenreich and Kawakujo. Kawakujo was a little kind of like, I don't know. I see why people like it, but I like being able to like doing things in preparation, and I couldn't for that map. And I was also just like, you know, I was afraid because of the glitches that had happened in past maps that I was gonna like quit out of the game because I had to look up Mr. Waffles Guy was 50 freaking minutes, and you have a 15-minute pause timer. You are forced to quit out of the game, which another thing, Wisp-P helps with that too. Wisp-P helps me watch guides. Wisp-P is so good. It's such a goated perk. He's my buddy. He's my friend in this awful game. Like this game does bring good stuff. It's just not fun. It does so many things that are just grindy bullshit. Just makes it not fun. I fucking was doing that. Like I was trying to get all the perks as possible, as much as perks as possible. And this map has like a lot of ways to do that. But like jumping rope and all this other shit, especially with, you know, shaky internet connection, just the most annoying thing imaginable. And the reward kind of wasn't worth it. I don't like having a thing that's a chance activation. I like to feel like I'm using weapons and all this other crap. I felt like to feel like I'm slaying the zombies. I don't understand why, by the way, why they try so hard to like advertise every fucking trap. I guess they're all like, oh, you know, it's a feature that was not in Cold War and it's back now, which I like traps. Don't get me wrong. Don't take that out of context. But like, I feel like Black Ops 3 just, you know, it did it better. Like, we had like a crazy amount of fucking traps in that game. All this shit with the like in Gorod Krovi and Zetsubo and Dryzen. Well, you know what? Dryzen Drac might have just had the one trap now that I think about it. I could be wrong. Listen, I'm pretty sure, like, I could be wrong. I think Gorod Krovi has, like, 5 fucking traps in the map. I could be wrong with that. There's, like, I think there's a bunch of shit involving the giant robots. I don't even know why that feature was lost in Cold War. Like, it does give the maps more of its, like, more personality, which is why, like, when Titans were in this map and all this other shit, I was like, oh, that's cool, you know? That's dope. I like that. But again, I want to feel like I'm killing the zombies, you know? I want to feel like I'm slaying them. I guess, like, in a way, like, turning on the Titan Trap is kind of like, in its own way, summoning Pegasus. But, like, that's another thing. I also miss the color. I miss the color of things. I miss having color in our game. This map, it had gorgeous views, don't get me wrong. The temples are absolutely dope. But there's so much gray. There's so much fucking gray now. Like, even in maps that do all this stuff to have color, I think it's like the realistic texture or something. It feels washed out. It might be the texture streaming too. It might be that, like, I'm not, you know, playing the map with, like, optimal internet. Everything just feels a little grayed out. It kind of feels that way with, like, a lot of new games. Like, that's, like, a problem in general with games today, is a lot of, like, these games that try to look realistic. Kind of like, I don't know. They lose their color. I like lighting techniques. I don't like realistic lighting. Like, it can be cool. Ray tracing and all this shit can be awesome. And it does, in a way, it does help these maps. But I kind of liked when it had more of its own art style, when it wasn't trying too hard to be realistic. But that's just COD. COD's always going to be, you know, always going to try to go that way. There were some that were, like, too cartoony. And it just, like, you know, started to look like Borderlands. Like, I like a good middle ground. I think Black Ops 3 did it the best. I do wish the movement of this game could be a Black Ops 3. But I don't like all the other systems. All that other shit can go, like the internet connection and all this other crap and the augment grinding. I mean, I understand having a progression system. But don't make it take my entire life or my entire day to grind something out. That's not cool. That's so lame. You know, I miss just having, like, things. I do like directed mode. I kind of wish the other maps, or like the old game, had directed mode. Because I'm kind of tired of watching a guide to, like, relearn the gameplay. Because I'd rather just be playing the game myself, you know? I feel like you have to spoil a lot of COD for yourself in order to play it. I just think that's kind of bad. I think that's awful. Like, it does give the mystique. Don't get me wrong. But it's gotten old. It's gotten very old. And it's... I guess it's nice to know that there's still stuff you haven't found. Like, a lot of the time, the stuff you haven't found is, like, kind of... Eh. Or even if it is cool, you're all like, well, that's cool. I spoiled that for me. Because I was never going to find it myself, you know? I just wish you could get in a map and feel its own, you know, like... gameplay and identity. Not that this game has much of that. Not that this game has much of that. When it comes to aesthetic, I guess it does, but like when it's the gameplay itself, it doesn't. It's sad. All right, I'm gonna leave this here, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing next. If I'm doing Cuphead no hit, or frickin' maybe I'm gonna take a break from all that because this map did a lot to me today. I had a crash out. I had a big ass crash out. I've been talking for an hour now though. Like I gotta go. I'll see y'all.